With AEW's biggest show on the horizon being All In, only this weekend, a couple of days, well, maybe not a couple of days, a few days away. These are my predictions for the show and kind of what I think is going to go down, all my opinions on stuff. Yesterday, I did a live stream on the Bobby's Breakdown channel, talking about things from All In last year and going into stuff this year, talking about matches and kind of doing our predictions there a bit. I will leave a link to that live stream in the description. You can go back and watch that. It's a really good interview from him. Very much enjoyed being on the channel, so thank you for having me on. And yeah, let's get into my predictions for AEW All In 2024. So starting off with the as of time of recording, which is Thursday morning, and I haven't watched Dynamite yet because it aired like an hour and a half late last night in the UK, so I haven't seen it. We only have one 0-hour match, which is Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii taking on Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. And for me, I'm going with Willow and Ishii to get the win here, pretty much because of what the score is between Statlander and Willow. At the minute it is 2-1 to Statlander. Willow gets the win here. She gets 2-2, and then their match at All Out is kind of the feud ender, which puts it at 3-2 to whoever wins that match for the CMML Women's Championship. Now, this is a match of stipulation. Whoever wins this match gets to pick the stipulation for the match at All Out, and yeah, I know it makes the most sense to have the heel choose the stipulation because they'll choose this shithouse way of getting the title, but I feel like Willow will probably choose a good stipulation just because of the emotional parts of this and how she was the one that's got betrayed and all this stuff. So I feel like it's probably just going to be a no DQ match or a street fight or something like that, but I don't mind it. I feel like these two would rip it up in a Extreme Rules environment. Willow, we've seen plenty of times have street fights and tag team matches, so yeah, I think it's one I'm very much looking forward to. I think it's, the only thing that really annoys me is the fact that I don't feel like it should be a mixed tag match. I should just let Willow and Statlander go for it. I feel like Ishii and Stokely and Hathaway are kind of unnecessary in this match. I'm not sure what part they'll play, but I think there's only a few things guaranteed, and that's that Ishii will kill Stokely Hathaway, but I'm sure that would be quite funny to watch. But yeah, I think for me, I'm going to go Willow Nightingale to get the win here and choose a stipulation for the match at All Out. Now moving on to the main card and starting off with Chris Jericho defending the FTW Championship against Hook. It doesn't say it's FTW rules, I assume it probably will be, but it doesn't say on the card it is, so I'm going to run with the fact that it isn't. It's just a plain singles match, and for me, I'm going to go with Hook to get the win here. It just makes the most sense for Hook to get his win back over Jericho and get the FTW Championship back from him on a big pay-per-view stage. I thought they would have done this by now on Dynamite, but they haven't. I think we're going to get like we did with, I think it was Danielson and with Moxley, and I feel like someone else did it as well, where it turns out that Hook isn't actually blind in one eye, and they'll do the big reveal of his eye and all this stuff, which is very cliche for Chris Jericho feuds when he uses a fireball. But he is, of course, a wizard. But yeah, for me, Chris Jericho's had a really lengthy reign with the FTW Championship. I think he's gone over 100 days now, but yeah, I think it's definitely going to an end here. I feel like Jericho will move on to something else after Hook. Maybe a returning Samoa Joe will feud with Jericho for All Out if he's back from from filming Twisted Metal. But yeah, I feel it's going to be a decent match. I think Hook getting a second win over Jericho I think is very good. Of course, their score is at 1-1 after Jericho lost to Hook and he cheated to kind of get the FTW title, and then yeah, so I think it's be decent. I think it's going to be Hook's probably best match to date, but I don't think Jericho can put on bad matches particularly, so yeah, I think everything looks positive as far as just where this result goes and who it benefits. But yeah, for me, Hook to become the new FTW champion. Following that, we have the Young Bucks defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Acclaimed and FTR. For me, I'm going to go with the Bucks to retain here. It's a match I'm not particularly interested in. I'm not a massive fan of any of these teams. And the fact we're getting FTR versus the Bucks again at All In, I feel like is a bit lazy, but I don't mind. It's just that their match didn't really deliver last year. I'm hoping the fact that the triple threat element will help this match along, and obviously AEW have a very good history of doing triple threat tag team matches. Think back to All In when I think it was Jurassic Express, Starks and Powerhouse and Swerve in Our Glory, they had a decent match. And of course, like one of my favourite AEW matches being Jurassic Express, Red Dragon and the Young Bucks, absolutely killing it at Revolution. So, you know, this has the kind of the possibility of like changing my mind about the match and kind of being a really good banger match. But as far as the teams go, I don't really want any of them to win, but I feel like it makes the most sense that the Young Bucks retain here and kind of continue this reign of avoiding defending the championship, because it fits their EVP gimmick quite well. To be fair, as much as people get annoyed with it and they don't like it, it does fit it well. If anything, if there's going to be a title change, I think FTR will take them and then kind of go on a better run where they defend them very often. But yeah, I feel like hopefully it'll be a decent match, but it's a match that I'm not particularly interested in, which is a shame, but I have the Young Bucks to retain here. After that, we have Mercedes Moné defending the TBS Championship against Britt Baker, and it's a match I'm very much looking forward to. I feel like these two are going to have a fantastic match. As much as I cannot stand Mercedes Moné, and I'm very much not looking forward to hearing her theme at Wembley Stadium, she's still getting put on banger matches in the ring. Her and Willow put on a great match at Double or Nothing, which is arguably one of the better AEW matches of the year so far. And I don't expect this to disappoint at all. You know, Britt Baker, solid in the ring and someone that AEW like relies upon a lot, especially for the women's division. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the match. But for me, Mercedes Moné retains here. I can't see her losing it at all or anytime soon. Mainly because of her possible creative control, and yeah, it still feels like she's new to the company, still feels like she's new to the championship, therefore they're probably going to have her keep it for a while. I don't think there's going to be much interference from Camille, but if there is, I would have Jamie Hayter return here, because, and as I discussed on the Bobby's Breakdown channel on the live stream we did yesterday, Hayter returning here can work both ways. So you could have Hayter as a babyface take on Mercedes Moné as the heel, but I feel like you risk kind of ruining Jamie Hayter's return because she clearly wouldn't beat Mercedes Moné, like not this early anyway. So I feel like that you may run the risk of just kind of, you know, hurting Hayter's return because you know that she won't go over Mercedes Moné. But instead, you could have it seem like she's going to save Britt Baker and then have her turn on Britt Baker and have her turn heel. I feel like Hayter would fit the heel persona very well. It's very understandable, you know, the kind of the ego, or at least past ego of Britt Baker, that Hayter would turn on her in that kind of way. So yeah, I think either way, Jamie Hayter's got a good feud coming out of this event if she were to return. Plus, imagine if she did return, the pop would be massive in London because everyone's been missing Jamie Hayter a lot, and she's from the UK. So it makes the most sense that I think to have her return here. But yeah, for the match itself, Mercedes Moné to retain, fortunately, because I hate her so much. But it'll be a banger match, so that's fine. After that, we have a coffin match between Darby Allin and Jack Perry, with Jack Perry defending the TNT Championship. This is going to be good. I expect a very violent match, especially, you know, it's Darby Allin. Of course it's going to be violent, but Jack Perry also has that in him as well, as we've seen a lot in the future, and at, you know, the Anarchy in the Arena match and a Blood and Guts, you know, Jack Perry is willing to just do anything to keep hold of any kind of victory. You know, he's willing to be set on fire. Do I think he'll be set on fire here? Maybe. I'm not sure. I feel like there's a possibility, like maybe like there's fire used and it just misses or something, or there's like a coffin gets set on fire so they have to get a new one or something like that. Do I feel like they're going to use glass? Maybe. I feel like it'd be quite funny if they did, because of Jack Perry and All In and CM Punk. But yeah, for me, I think it's going to be a solid match. Darby, of course, is undefeated in coffin matches, but I feel like here it just makes the most sense that Jack Perry gets the win. Darby doesn't need the TNT Championship, plus he does have a World Championship match coming up in a few weeks at Grand Slam. So yeah, everything kind of leads more towards Jack Perry getting the win here. And plus he still feels like a new champion. He only won it at Forbidden Door a few months ago, and I feel like he's, you know, the change in the design of it, he's going to try and put his own stamp on it. If he loses it here, he kind of doesn't fit the story for like Jack Perry. So yeah, for me, Jack Perry's going to get the win here in this coffin match, but it's going to be a very violent and bloody affair. Following that, we have a London ladder match for the World Trios Championships, where the Patriarchy will be defending against the Bang Bang Gang, the House of Black, and a unknown trio. But if you've kind of looked at the spoilers, it's Pac and the Blackpool Combat Club with Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli, which is a very put together team, but I'm very happy that Pac actually gets on the card. But yeah, it's the only spoiler I've looked at though. I haven't watched Dynamite, I haven't watched Collision, obviously it's not aired yet. It's the only thing I wanted to see before I did my predictions, so I kind of knew who it was going to be. The spoiler, I'm sorry if I've ruined it for everyone, but it didn't seem particularly important because it's a thrown together team. So for me anyway, I feel like in my heart I want the House of Black to win so badly. I feel like they fully deserve the championships. I feel like they shouldn't have lost them to the Acclaim in the first place because the Acclaim practically ruined the trio championships. However, the patriarchy I feel like will keep the championships. They'll win this match mainly because Christian Cage having a championship is good for AEW television, and the way he kind of shithouses everyone for this championship, the way that this whole match came about, you know, it's all very good as far as Christian keeping the championships in my opinion. So, you know, as I said, for me, and I also feel like there's a story within itself, you know, with Killswitch not having a championship but Shayna Wayne having it. I feel like it's very funny, very shithousery of Christian Cage, but it's going to lead to Killswitch eventually turning, which will then cost them the trio championships. I don't think we'll get that moment here. I feel like we'll probably get it down the line, maybe even into next year. So yeah, for me, I think it's going to be an absolutely fantastic match. You know, I always trust a ladder match if Christian's going to be in it. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be a possible show stealer. A match I'm very much looking forward to, but I have the patriarchy to retain the Trios World Championships there. Following that, we have the Casino Gauntlet match, the match I'm very, very much looking forward to. I feel like the fact we have less matches on the main card this year, I think we only have 10 this year and we had like 11 or 12 last year, would suggest that this match is going to get time, which is good because obviously on Dynamite a few weeks ago, or maybe just over a month ago, we had a Casino Gauntlet match where 21 participants we were told were going to be in the match and we only got 10. I am very much hoping that isn't the case here and we get all the participants who are supposed to be in it. And at the minute, I don't know who any of the people who are going to be in it are, other than Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong, mainly because they had this triple threat match like last week, I think, on Dynamite, to establish who's going to be number one, which was, of course, Orange Cassidy. As far as winners go, I mean, it could be anybody, ideally. I'm going to throw my names into the hat and go with either Hangman Adam Page, mainly because if you need to build a world title feud in 2 weeks, so I assume that the winner of the Gauntlet Casino match, the Casino Gauntlet match, will get a world title match at All Out. That would make the most sense to me. And Hangman and Swerve have a very long story built out already, so it makes sense for them that they would then not need a mass amount of build to get to another pay-per-view. And my other choice would be Jon Moxley because, well, if in doubt, kick it out. No, if in doubt, choose Jon Moxley because, you know, that's what Tony does when it comes to world title feuds and world title matches. He goes for Jon Moxley mostly, and, you know, Moxley does have history with Swerve. Swerve says that he wants all his wins back off people like Bryan Danielson that we'll see in the main event. And one of the people that beat Swerve in the Continental Classic was Jon Moxley in a very shithouse way, as far as I think he rolled him up and kind of put his weight down, not in a bad way, but in like a tactical way. So yeah, I feel like Swerve and Moxley makes the most sense. But if you look at it on the other side of stuff, you know, you look at Hangman and Danielson, you know, they have a lot of history, they put on bang matches all the time, and their matches should have main evented pay-per-views, and yet they've all happened on TV, and they have very much been very good every single time we've seen them. And Bryan Danielson and Moxley also have history as far as the last match they had. I think it was Danielson's shoulders weren't on the mat, so they kind of have a debt to pay there as far as the match goes as well. So either way, no matter what happens in the world title match, it makes the most sense with the winners that I've chosen with Hangman and Moxley. The only reason I've chosen two is because we don't know who's in the match, so I'm kind of trying to help my odds of getting stuff right, essentially. My main guess, though, would be Hangman Adam Page. But as of right now, I don't know who's actually in the match other than Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. But it's a match I'm very much looking forward to because it's like a mini Royal Rumble, and hopefully like in the middle of the card. So then, yeah, that's just exciting for everyone because Royal Rumbles are sick. I feel like this is going to be sick as well. So, yes, one of the matches I'm very much looking forward to, but I've got Hangman Page or John Moxley to get the win here. After that, we have MJF defending the American Championship against Will Ospreay in a match that I think will absolutely steal the show. I have no doubt the fact that this match may even be better than the hour-long match, or nearly an hour-long match they had on Dynamite a few weeks ago. But, yeah, for me, does he hit the Tiger Driver? Absolutely. I think as soon as like the stuff with Kyle Fletcher happened, it's just, yeah, he will hit it here. I mean, obviously I don't know what happened on Dynamite between those two. All I've heard that it was very intense. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened on Dynamite, so maybe something will suggest there that one of them wins or one of them doesn't. But yeah, for me, going into it kind of blind almost because I haven't seen Dynamite. Yeah, I'm going to go with Will Ospreay just because I feel like this is only setting up to have the return of the international title come back again. I don't feel like the American title is going to last very long. And the fact they've got the American title, not the United States Championship, has bugged me a lot. But this whole like side of MJF I've very much enjoyed. I'm glad that he's back as a heel and kind of doing this patriarchy thing, but well, not patriarchy, like, you know, being a patriot but also being a bastard at the same time. I've very much loved Will Ospreay as a babyface. You can never go wrong with. So yeah, I feel like I said it's going to be one of the better matches of the night, if not it's the best match of the night. But yeah, for me, I think it makes the most sense that Will Ospreay gets his win back over MJF here in front of the home London crowd. Following that, we have the match I assume will be main event, though I feel like it shouldn't be main event in my opinion, but that's my hot take. I will get to what my main event should be in my opinion. We have Swerve Strickland taking on Bryan Danielson, defending the AEW World Championship in the final countdown title versus career match. If Bryan Danielson doesn't come out to Final Countdown, it'll be so funny because you can't call this match the Final Countdown and have him come out to his usual theme, in my opinion. Like, Final Countdown has to play and it's going to ring around Wembley. It's going to be such a cool moment. But what's not going to be a cool moment is when Bryan Danielson retires because he's losing this match. Yes, I'm backing Swerve to get the win here. For me, I feel like I've decided this pretty much since like a couple of weeks ago on Dynamite when a video package was played for Bryan Danielson losing the Time of Your Life, Good Riddance by Green Day. And I feel like out of context, if anyone had seen that who wasn't a wrestling fan and didn't know who Bryan Danielson was, probably thought he was dead because it literally played like a memorial fucking video package like we got for like Bray Wyatt and Afro and Sika and all that stuff. So yeah, for me that more or less confirmed that Danielson is done after this. He did the interview with Jim Ross saying that his neck is more or less fucked, and Swerve is gonna have zero hesitation going for that neck. We know what he's like. He'll target anything and everything to get a win, and I feel like that's exactly what he's going to do. And yes, Swerve's going to come out as a massive star, being the guy that retired Bryan Danielson, which I think is huge. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, this is kind of it for Danielson. He doesn't stop banging on about when he's going to leave. And I feel like here is when this happens. I feel like we're going to get this like huge moment at the end where Swerve is like standing over Danielson. And then once Swerve's gone, we'll kind of get the Final Countdown hit again and Danielson will do all the crying and stuff like that. Maybe we'll see the biggest heel in AEW, Birdie Danielson, come out and give her dad a hug. You know, it's her fault that all this is happening anyway. Like, you know, she wants her father. Like, you know, be selfish. You know, he's fine. Don't worry. Like, I know she's like 7, but, you know, she doesn't need him. She's only 7. She's got Brie and Nikki. You know, she's got plenty of parents around. Why does she need Danielson? No, I'm joking. But if Christian Cage and Birdie Danielson came into contact with each other, I wouldn't be mad. But yes, no, the match itself is going to be an absolute banger. I think I did on a predictions thing online that I feel like this is going to go long, very long, half an hour long. I think they're going to absolutely put on one of the best matches of the year, maybe one of the best matches in AEW history. But yeah, for me, I'm going to stick with my guns and I'm going to go with Swerve defeating Danielson. On the live stream I did with Bobby, he did suggest that Danielson gets the win here, Swerve gets his win back at All Out. That is a definite possibility. He did put a bit of doubt in my mind for my pick, but I'm going to stick with my guns and go with Swerve defeating Danielson here. And finally, in the match that should be main eventing All In, we have Toni Storm defending the AEW Women's Championship against Mariah May. And this match is just one of the matches of the year I am looking forward to. I feel like I don't think I've been more hyped for a match since Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania. I feel like this is going to absolutely steal the show. And yeah, I expect a very bloody affair. I expect these two to absolutely beat the living crap out of each other. And yeah, for me, it has been the best built story part. You know, I'd probably say, apart from like Roman and Cody, maybe Io and Bayley, this has been the best built match of the year for wrestling. I feel like this has been built perfectly, and it has been main event worthy since the turn of Mariah May when she left Toni Storm bloody and beaten and screaming Mariah's name. I feel like this has been absolutely fantastically done. You know, it kind of shows that like long-term long-term storytelling can still be done in AEW. I know we don't see a lot of it nowadays. I think like the big one was Hangman and Kenny Omega. Well, this has been going on since November, you know, of last year. Like this time last year, Mariah May wasn't even a thing in AEW, and now she's like the top heel, or one of the top heels in the whole company. And yeah, I feel like these two are going to go out there, they're going to rip each other to shit, and it's going to be fantastic to see. But I have Mariah May to walk out as the new AEW Women's Championship, because I've said for a while, even when they were both babyface and both the best of friends, if anyone's going to take that title from Toni Storm, it's going to be Mariah May. And I hope, and again, similar to Swerve and that, I stick to my guns with that one, and I'm going with Mariah May to get the win in a match that I am buzzing for. Probably the match I'm most excited for overall. Can't wait to see it go down. And as I've said, the best built match in wrestling probably of the year so far, if not one of the best. Definitely for AEW, the best built match of the year. So yeah, very much behind Mariah May here, but yeah, can't wait to see this one. So those are my predictions for AEW All In 2024. I hope you all enjoyed the show. You know, do put down in the comments below what your predictions are for the show, any returns and stuff like that. I think the only one we're going to get is Jamie Hayter, but you know, we've got people like Bobby Lashley and Ricochet who are apparently free agents. Ricky Starks could show up and kind of blow the internet out of the water if he were to show up, even though everyone thinks he's going to WWE. And yeah, anybody else, I mean, I can't think of any more right now, but obviously John Moxley returning will be great if he didn't on Dynamite. I feel like I would have heard about it by now if Moxley did return on Dynamite. So, but yes, I'm going down there to London to watch it live, so the review for it will be either Monday or Tuesday, depending on how tired or not tired I am from travelling home on Monday. But yeah, if you do see me and, you know, do come and say hello, I do appreciate people. I mean, I know I'm a very small channel still, but, you know, if you do watch and you do want to say hello, please do. I appreciate everything. As I said in the intro, I did a live stream about All In with Bobby's Breakdowns on his channel. I will link that in the description below. Yeah, do give that a watch. It was a good conversation. Very much enjoyed being on the channel. I can't wait to do it again with him. It's going to be great. And yeah, I'll ask you to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll see you later. Thanks again for watching.